Today on a brand new episode of Hyperadobe Chicken Garden with Jonathan and Ashley.
It's day 106.
Today we are laying our last bag on the back wall.
It's the final Earthbag.
It's the final Earthbag.
Actually,
Did you like that?
Probably not, but
It's not.
It's the
It is
final,
on the back wall.
It's the final one on the back wall.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll say that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So we have time. Well, we have time. We have to lay this bag.
It's only 15 feet. Sorry. Go again.
We have to lay this bag.
Uh-huh.
Also, after we lay the bag, well, probably during the time we're laying our bag, we're going to be getting a special delivery.
Of lumber.
Roofing, wood for roofing, roofing lumber, lumber for roofing. We're getting a delivery. It's coming.
So, we only have to lay 15 feet of bag. Shouldn't take very long. But then, what are we going to do after that?
I don't know.
That's not much for a video.
We may have to do walk and talk or frequently asked questions.
We're also thinking about,
Telling them our roof plans?
yeah, explaining our roof plans a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, we might do that because we've got it all mocked up on the computer. We've
What if
got
we did
some
all two
measurements.
Explain the roof.
I don't know,
Walk and talk.
Sounds like a lot of work. We'll see what happens.
Babe, since when have we ever shied away from work?
That's true.
There are so many questions that we need to answer anyway.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions.
There's a lot of comments last week about our garden and things that are going on.
And our cement mixer.
So we should probably address some frequently asked questions. What if we do it in the middle? We could do it in the middle.
Maybe.
Guys, it's happening. Also, we're starting to work.
15-foot bag, ready, set, go.
Drinking at the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow. Don't worry, that's a motto. So we keep moving along. Ooh, driving down a Cabo in a sunburned Eldorado. Don't worry, that's a motto. So we keep moving along. About tomorrow, don't worry, that's a motto. So we keep moving along. Ooh, driving down a Cabo in the sunburned Eldorado. Don't worry, that's a motto. So we keep moving along.
Now it's time for a segment we like to call Frequently Asked Questions with Jonathan and Ashley.
Hi, I'm Jonathan,
I'm Ashley,
and we're here to answer some of your questions.
hopefully.
Let's begin.
Question number 1.
Are you guys going to put a roof over the entire chicken garden?
No.
No.
I feel like we maybe aren't clear enough because we know what we're doing. Maybe we don't explain it well enough.
I think we have a lot of new people that are coming in mid-project and
we're just talking about a roof. Yeah.
and probably didn't see the first videos that we made or
Okay.
any of the plans. So
I'm going to do my best to explain how our roof is going to work.
Okay, cool.
We have a big outer circle. That's the garden. We have an inner circle. That's the chicken run. And inside that chicken run is a rectangle, and that's where the chickens will roost and sleep and have a nesting box.
And that
is what is going to have the roof. Question number 2.
What happened to your cement mixers, and did you get a new one?
We have 2 broken cement mixers. We have not had a chance to take them apart and see if we can fix them. So yes, we did go ahead and buy another.
Yeah. We got all of your comments about how it might be bearings or you might be able to replace the shaft. These particular units came with all that sort of pre-assembled, and so we weren't really sure that we could tear them apart and get in there, and honestly, we really didn't have the time to open them up and then try to go back and forth with Harbor Freight and try to figure out which parts we needed and then wait for those parts to get here and then
maybe they're not the right parts.
And then maybe drive all the way into town and get the parts and bring them back and maybe they don't fit. And anyway, it was just faster for us to grab a new one. We got the warranty this time. High five. We did not get the warranty on the last one, and we did get the warranty on the first one, but the first one was way past its year, and the second one was like 20 days past this 90-day warranty. That's on us. I will say, after sitting back and sort of looking at it for a little bit, I think I know what went wrong, and it's all our fault.
Yeah.
We totally messed them up. So we've been mixing and building this thing so quickly that I think we neglected the cement mixers a little bit. The kids were doing a lot of mixing, and while they were doing a great job mixing, they weren't getting them scraped out as well as we thought they were. It looked fine, but when I tried to roll those cement mixers up out of the pit, I could barely move them. They were so heavy, and apparently they had this much material sort of caked on them. So that was part of the issues. There was so much pressure and weight all the time on it. And also, I think we realized, especially the last day when they kind of went out, is that they weren't level. They weren't level sometimes back to front and sometimes left to right. And there's another thing that the kids didn't know to watch for, and I didn't really even know to watch for. But that also contributed with the extra weight and material in it, combined with it not being able to turn properly. That's what got it off, and that's what started bending the shaft and breaking the bearings. And
long story short, you're really good about tracking.
I know.
I mean, you're really good about explaining
It's
things.
just for the content, babe. It's for the content.
Long story short, we haven't had a chance to take them apart. We hope to do that soon.
Yeah.
But we just needed to get one so that we could continue on with the garden.
Yeah, and for those who are like, well, why'd you go buy the same one? Well,
that's another thing. Another question.
Yeah.
Why aren't you getting a better mixer if all these keep breaking?
Yeah.
It's not in the budget.
Well, a couple of reasons. Again, like I said, from what I can tell, what happened to these was totally our fault. And if we had maintained it a little bit better, I think it would have lasted a lot longer.
So this one, we're making sure we scrape it out really well, clean it, make sure it's level before we even use it, and see if it will last a little longer.
And also, there's a lot of people that have built Earthbag houses around here, and that's pretty much the only cement mixer anybody gets, just because the expensive ones aren't that great for doing this kind of work.
Yeah,
for this type of mixture.
If you think about how much dirt that mixer has moved, it's a crap ton of dirt, more than most mixers are going to be using.
Ever seen in their lifetime,
yeah.
So that being said, maybe one day we'll find a really nice, expensive cement mixer, like a professional grade one that will work for us and it feels like it's worth the money. But for now, for $250,
you can't be
to build a building with, we're just going to keep buying the cheap one. But that's just us. Question number 3.
Why did you not burn the lintels?
Or headers.
Yes.
Good. It's a great question.
It is a really good question. We considered it.
Because we burned everything else. We burned all the frames and the... so you want to explain?
The thought behind it is everything... All the lintels will be covered with plaster, so you won't see them. They're not going to deteriorate in the sun. Right. So, and they'll be so covered in things that it should kind of preserve it that way, covered.
It preserves it a different way. And it could be because there are some people that actually use lintels as a design element, and they do stay exposed. We just aren't doing that for the chicken garden. Yeah. In the house, we might. Maybe.
I would love to.
I don't know. We'll see. But for this, basically our rule is any wood that will be exposed long term, we're going to burn it. But anything that will be covered by cob and plaster,
we don't care.
It's okay. It'll be fine.
Question number 4.
So when we built the garden beds at the entrance to the chicken garden.
I guess you call them flower beds.
Flower beds? I don't know.
Yeah.
Several people were very concerned that putting any sort of dirt around the base of the mesquite tree would kill it. So here's a few thoughts on that. First of all, mesquite trees are not like most trees.
Not like a fruit tree.
Not like a fruit tree, not like a pine tree, they have tap roots that go down up to 200 feet. They also don't have surface level roots like most trees you would see like on the East Coast. So if you're used to that kind of tree, it totally makes sense. But for these, I don't think putting, a few inches of dirt around the base of the trunk is going to do anything to it because it's already in the dirt.
Also, we are not tree experts. However, we do look at the trees here on our property, and a lot of animals build up mounds around mesquite trees.
That's true.
And they are not dead.
Yeah.
So they are covered, like some of them pretty high with mounds.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would kill it, but that's not the plan anyway. We're not going to add a ton of soil around that. Anyway, we're going to be putting cactus in there and leaving the trees.
Question number 5.
Are the kids still selling cards?
Yes.
They are. They keep making them, and they're going to keep selling them because they really enjoy drawing.
Yeah. So, somebody asked why we didn't have it in every video because that's just a little weird, but every once in a while we'll bring it up and we'll mention it. We'll let you know if they're still doing it or not, and they are. So you can go to tinyshinyhome.com/cards, pick one up. Also, we still do t-shirts and other stuffs. I don't know, what other stuffs do we do? We still have a membership. There's lots of ways you can support us. You can just go to tinyshinyhome.com/support. Support. That works too.
Guys, this ends our session with Jonathan and Ashley on frequently asked questions.
We hope that we've answered some of your questions that you've asked frequently.
If we didn't, leave a comment and we might get to it the next session.
Maybe. We'll see what happens. And now, for the final scoops of the Earthbag. That's it. It's the last bag on the back wall. It's definitely taller than me, so it means we'll be able to walk underneath here, not hit our heads on the roof, which is all we need. So, now that the bag is done, it's time to go look at our roof plans again. 9-9. No gloves, buddy. No gloves.
Bad dog.
Bad dog. Oh, bad dog.
You're such a bad dog. How did you get here? There it is.
Okay, roof plans, which I know have been confusing for everybody because a lot of people think we're putting a roof over the whole thing. We're definitely not. We're only putting it over this little rectangle area. So this is the outer wall, the inner circle, and then this is that rectangle that sort of intersects the two.
Which is what?
The chicken coop. So how we're going to do this is we're going to do a single pitched roof. It'll be actually very much like the solar shed because the solar shed had 3 beams. It had one on the front wall, one on the middle wall that went over the middle of the circle, and then one on the back part of the circle, which is then supported with posts over here. But in this case, we just have 3 walls. So we've got the front of the chicken coop, the back of the chicken coop, and then that back wall, which is why we're building it up, because it's also got to go over that. And those are going to be 4x6s. And then because this is such a small roof, we're going to use 2x6s for the rafters. We will have to splice them together because we couldn't get 20-foot 2x6s, but that's okay. We actually did the same thing for the roof on the solar shed. And so that's going to go all the way across, and then we are going to add, we're not going to do decking like we did here on the shed, we are going to do purlins. So the purlins will also be 24 inches apart, and we'll go the opposite way for us to screw the metal roof into. And then that's just kind of what the metal roof is going to do. They're about 3-foot panels, they overlap, so we need 5 of them, I believe. And then the last part of this, if this helps you visualize it, is sort of a side view, right? So this is the front wall, and here's the back wall of the chicken coop, and then the very back wall of the whole thing. And so we use this to figure out the length of everything and all the calculations. But essentially, once we know the back of this wall, then we can use that to determine exactly what the height of the front wall should be and the top of the beam should be, so that we can get that pitch right from the first wall to the second wall to the third wall. That's the hardest part. Once you've got that, then it's just a matter of getting those rafters on and putting the metal on. But this is definitely the trickiest part that we're not looking forward to.
Are you done talking about the roof now? Okay, let's go burn some wood.
Chickens, what are you expecting? What's happening?
I think I'm gonna feed him. Okay, so we have this huge pile of wood. All of this is gonna be Shoshugi bond. We've showed you that process a whole lot, so we'll spare you several minutes of Shoshugi bond.
Or at least we'll make it real quick.
Yeah, so tonight I'm just going to try my best to get this all burnt, and we'll spend another day scraping and sealing with linseed oil. So it's time to burn some stuff. It's also time to feed chicken. Okay.
Okay.
Instead of a walk and talk, you get a stand and talk because it's super windy, and this is the only place that you won't hear wind.
Yeah. This is little nook of the solar shed is where it's not windy. So
I found some questions online that I haven't told Jonathan about.
Oh my gosh.
And we're gonna see if he will answer them.
Correctly.
Not correctly, just actually answer them.
Okay.
Okay. They're super random.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Well, this is a kind of good. Did you look at it?
No.
Okay. If you were given 1 year to live, what would you change about how you spend your time?
Oh my gosh. 1 year?
1 year to live. What would you do different about your daily life? You're supposed to answer it.
What would you do different? Because it would be kind of difficult, because then we would know we would never finish what we're working on here.
Yeah.
So I would probably want to go travel again.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and not like in an RV. Like,
like travel.
Like overseas.
Oh, okay.
Like amazing, cool places we've never been.
See, that's not on my radar at all.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I would make more of an effort to like hide notes in places that my kids would find later.
Oh, I see where you're going. Yeah.
And
yeah,
like
okay.
leave more memories.
Okay. I like that.
That's what I would do.
I like it.
Okay, next question. It feels really close.
Well, my arm is only so long, so it is what it is.
What's your favorite thing to do by yourself? Like if you had a day to just be by yourself, what would you do? When was the last time we were by
What is that? Nobody's has
Just
that.
imagine a day that you were like by yourself. What would you do? Like if you could do anything.
All right, here's what I would do.
Okay. It's really close.
I would. You gonna say that anymore?
No?
I would play the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I would go on a long walk in the wilderness. I would watch a good movie.
Uh-huh.
And eat some delicious food. There we go.
Okay.
What about you?
I think I can't say everything that I would do, but
What does that mean?
well, I mean, never mind. Okay. What I would do is I would get a really good shower, like a really long, hot shower, wash my hair like the best it's ever been washed.
Yeah.
And then I would lay in a hammock outside and read a book.
With the wind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wind has to be blowing. It has to be a Mayan hammock so that I can feel the wind.
Right.
And I would read a book and I would eat sushi and I would go to bed early.
We are so exciting.
We're lame. When we were traveling, what stressed you out the most?
The only thing that really stressed me out was when there was a few times when we were camping off grid and we couldn't find a spot, and we'd been driving all day and we needed somewhere to park and spend the night, and we couldn't figure that out. That's the only thing that really stressed me out, was not knowing, like not being able to.
Do you remember that one time in southern Arizona when we found like the most perfect spot, and we had taken the trailer off and we went and scouted, found the perfect spot in the truck. None of us got out and saved the spot. By the time we went and hooked up the trailer and came back, somebody was there.
Yeah.
That happened a couple times, but this one was like a perfect spot.
Well, there was the one too that it was in around Mammoth Lakes.
Oh yeah.
Remember? And we drove all the way back up to where we were. We hooked up. We came all the way back down, and someone had taken the spot, and it was like pitch black. Mm-hmm. And we were like,
we stayed
now
on the side
what do
of
we
the
do?
road.
Yeah, we like some little back road. We just parked and slept.
Waited.
That was not my favorite.
No. Okay.
Is that it?
That's all the questions.
There's no more questions?
Not unless you want me to get real personal, but I figured you didn't.
How personal are you
It's
thinking
super
about?
personal.
Okay. What?
No, we're not going to do it. Okay, that's all for the walk and talk that's actually a stand and talk. And catch you next time.
Come here. Hi, yes.
Let me hold you. Come here. Come here. All right, you ready? Oh, goodness. Okay. Guys, got a little too windy to continue burning wood. So, we had to stop.
Oh, jeez. Watch your paw. Watch your paw.
As I said,
Sorry.
got a little too windy burning this wood. So we're going to have to pause and wait for a day. Don't you pull that.
Jeez, this is not going well.
We're going to have to wait for a day that it's not windy.
Okay.
Perhaps in the morning.
We will continue We will continue shugu. Oh my gosh, I can't say it.
One more time.
We'll continue shugi banning tomorrow.
Or the next day.
Or the next day.
We'll see. I don't know. Oh my gosh. 9. Now. Guys, what do we do today?
We laid our last Earthbag on the back wall.
Yes, we did.
So
we talked about our roof plans.
So I think what we need to do is we need to actually take those roof plans over to the actual building and see how far up we need to bring the middle wall and the front wall to get to the right pitch.
Right.
Right.
Perhaps tomorrow.
Perhaps tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
9's in a mood, guys.
Okay, we need to play with the dog. We need to wrap up the day.
We just wrapped it up. We're done.
Guys, thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back at this another day. Perhaps tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
We'll see you then.
You got that blue eyes screaming. You got my heart skipping beats every night. You got that something classic. You got me thinking it's you I'm missing. You got that showstop smile. You got my mind dreaming every day. You got that something brand new. You got me thinking it's you I'm missing. I've seen the world, but nothing's better than loving you, girl. I've been waiting time and time again. I've been searching, but nothing else will do. It's gotta be you. You got that fresh look,